Hello everyone, and welcome back to Soren Review. And today, we're going to be doing a different type of video. Now, normally, in the middle of the week, I would be doing NASCAR Top Picks of the Week. However, with the start of the playoffs, I was thinking that maybe instead of a Top Picks of the Week video, we could do a NASCAR Playoff Predictions video, who I think is going to be the champion, the championship for the round of 8, the round of 12, and the round of 16. Now, the way this will work is I'm going to put in the 4 drivers that I think are going to be eliminated every round. In the championship, this row right here, the championship P4, I'm going to put 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Now, note these are not going to be in any particular order, right? I'm not going to have these exact who I think is going to finish 16th. I think just the general 4 drivers. So let's get started with the who I think is going to get eliminated in this first round. Now, this first round is Darlington, Richmond, and Bristol. Kind of a weird choice. We have 2 short tracks, but 2 wildly different short tracks. One is very unpredictable, right? Bristol tends to be kind of a lot of wrecks versus Richmond, where we barely see any cautions other than the stage cautions. And then Darlington, which is a very long race, anything can happen. Now, I think the first one who is going to get eliminated is Michael Mcdowell. Let's be honest here. Michael McDowell, I think, is an obvious pick. He won his way into the playoffs to the Daytona 500. And while he started the season off with 3 top 10s, the rest of the season has not been great for McDowell. He currently posts, I think, like 4 or 5 top 10s this season, and hasn't posted really good results. From what I remember, he wasn't very fast at Darlington or Richmond earlier this season, so I think McDowell is going to be out of the playoffs. I think maybe if there was a road course he might have advanced, but I just don't think McDowell will be advancing. I think the same goes for Aric Almirola. He won his way into the playoffs. He actually has the lowest average of any NASCAR driver in the playoffs. He's the lowest in regular season points. Frankly, I think Aric Almirola is the least deserving of a playoff berth. He got extremely lucky at New Hampshire. Aric Almirola didn't do good at Darlington, but he did get that top 5 at Richmond. So, I mean, he could point his way in, but I think it's going to be pretty difficult for Almirola. I think the next one is maybe a bit of a surpriser to some, but not many. Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick is currently last in the playoff points. He only gained 2 playoff points during the regular season, both, I think, from stage wins. Don't count me on that, but I think they were both from stage wins. Or he might have won 1 stage win and gotten 1 from the playoff points, right? Top 10 and regular season points get playoff points, which I think a lot of people often forget. Kevin Harvick is someone I don't think's going to make it. He's having a really off season. Darlington and Richmond earlier this season weren't great, and Bristol, while he did get his last win at Bristol, I don't know about Harvick doing it again. He might perform well, but you also have to remember that in the current playoff format since 2014, no driver sitting 16th in the points has ever made it past the first round. So Kevin Harvick, stats aren't really on his side. Now, I think the next one is really going to surprise some people, but I'm going with Brad Kozlowski. Yes, Brad Kozlowski. He currently sits, I think, 11th in the playoff points. He has had, frankly, a very poor second half of the season. He has 1 win at Talladega, which, it's Talladega. Brad Kozlowski has really struggled this season. This is definitely been a step backwards from last season. Remember, last season he had, I think, 3 wins entering the playoffs. This year he has one. Brad Kozlowski is also not returning to Team Penske. I just really feel like Kozlowski is just not performing well. He's not really ever in the top 10 much. And when he does perform well, he hasn't been consistently great. I think Brad Keskowski is not going to make it. He was very slow at Darlington, and he was, I think, okay at Richmond. And Bristol is an okay track for Keskowski, so we'll see. But that's going to do it for the round of 16. Round to the round of 12. I'm going to go with my first pick of Christopher Bell. I think Bell's an obvious one. I think you could change Bell and Kozlowski for either pick. I know I have seen that a lot. I think Christopher Bell will make it past the first round. I think Christopher Bell's tracks in the first round are pretty good. I think they're pretty suited towards him. Those he's a dirt background. Those short tracks are do come in his favor. Darlington has been okay to him in the past. Richmond was very good to him earlier this year. And Bristol has proven successful for Christopher Bell in the past. So I think Christopher Bell will make it past the first round. Now, the round of 12 consists of, I think, Talladega, the Charlotte Roval, and Las Vegas. Now, Las Vegas is a good track for Bell. However, Talladega and the Roval, Bell might sneak in with Vegas and the Roval, especially with, Bell's success at road courses, but I think Talladega is too unpredictable, and Bell's already going to be lower on in the seeds. I just don't think Bell's going to make it through. I think the same goes for Tyler Reddick. I don't think Reddick will make it through. Reddick has, proven very consistent this season. I think he sits 11th in the points. Reddick has, or that might be Austin Dillon. I know the RCR cars are 11th and 13th, so I think it's Reddick in 11th. But Las Vegas, Reddick's pretty good, but Talladega, I just think he's too aggressive. I do think that's going to hurt him. And the Charlotte Roval, I don't ever really recall Reddick running great there. I know he's only run, at the Xfinity races and the Cup race last year, but to be honest with you, I really don't remember Reddick running good there, so that's, maybe he did, but I don't think Reddick's going to make it past. I think he will make it past this first round. He's coming off really good consistency. Round of 12, not for Tyler Reddick. Now, of the 9 drivers here, this is 9, right? Or 10 drivers here, I think it could go any single way. However, I'm going to go with Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman has been the closer, really, him and Blaney. He has 3 wins this season, all with kind of the non-dominating car. He won at Richmond, kind of stole it from Denny Hamlin with the race caution. Dover, which he kind of took over in the last 100 laps over the dominating car of Larson. And Pocono, which he took back the lead in the final corner. Alex Bowman, I think, only has those playoff points. I think he was sitting 12th in the standings. Bowman's inconsistency has hurt him. Bowman's really weird this season. He doesn't perform very well. He'll run in this 13th to 17th place range, and then you'll look at the results and he somehow got a top 10. I think that's going to hurt Bowman. I think he needs to perform well consistently, and it seems like you never really know where he's going to perform well. So Alex Bowman, I just don't think he's going to make it past his first round. Las Vegas is there. He finished, I think, 3rd or top 5, last year. And, Talladega, the Roval, he's pretty fast. He's actually proven some speed, so he might, but I just do not think Bowman's going to make it past this round of 12. Now, this is going to be controversial, but I'm going to go with Joey Logano. Yes, another Penske driver. Logano has not been great this season. He posts one win at the Bristol Dirt Race. This is just an off-season for Logano. Really an off-season for Penske. I'm going to be honest with you. I think Blaney is the top Penske driver right now. Logano, early on in the season, looked to be a championship threat. He was consistent. He was constantly up there. And really in the second half of the season, Logano has kind of been non-existent. I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of forgot Logano really existed. He was not... Yeah, he kind of was fast as Daytona, and he's had speed, and he's been posting top 10s, but just Logano has not been a really contender to win. And we go to Las Vegas, where Logano has 2 wins there. I don't know about that. We go to Talladega, which, again, similar to Reddick, I think he's going to be too aggressive. I don't think he's going to win. And the Roval, which, Logano's... Team Penske overall has really struggled at the road courses. I just don't think Logano's going to do it. I really, truly don't believe he will. All right, round of 8. These tracks consist of Kansas, Texas, Martinsville, 2 1.5 milers, and a short track. Looking at the 8 drivers we have left, who do I think's going to make it? And who do I think isn't? Well, I think the one driver that I don't think will make it to the round of 4, and that's Kurt Busch. Now, Kurt Busch has massively improved from last season. Massively improved. Early on in the season, I think it was up till Talladega or something like that, he had 1 top 10. And that was at Homestead. Kurt Busch has gotten very, very good. Really, since that win at Atlanta, he has posted constant top 10s, constant speed. He has been constant threats to win. I think Kurt Busch, to be honest with you, final year at Chip Ganassi Racing, going to 2311, I truly believe that if 2311 is getting more backing from TRD, and this next-gen car really evens the playing field, I truly believe Kurt Busch could be a championship contender next year. Now, it's too early to see, but I do think you do have to watch out for Kurt Busch next year. I think you have to watch out for him this year. Round of 8 is my prediction for Kurt Busch. He could do the championship 4, but I think it's going to be tough. Now, I'm going to go with an interesting pick here. I'm going to go with last year's defending champion, Chase Elliott. Now, Chase Elliott, I know a lot of people insult him. They call him Mickey Elliott. They say his championship's Mickey, Mickey Mouse win, as they call it. I believe that Chase Elliott, his championship win was maybe, he was definitely not the top car that season. But putting that aside, this season has been okay for Chase Elliott. Similar to Joey Logano. He's been up front. And Chase Elliott posts 2 wins this season. He posts one, both at road courses, one at COTA and one at Road America. I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of forget Chase Elliott's there. He's never really the top car at non-road courses. Chase Elliott tends to be similar to Logano, kind of post-top 10s, post-top 5s. On some weeks he's up there for the win. But actually winning, I just don't know. I think really for Elliott, he's probably going to make it to the round of 8, but to make it to the championship 4, I really think the only track he could perform well at is Martinsville. Chase Elliott has, not been great. So I just don't think he's going to be able to defend his championship. Next driver I'm going to go with Martin Truex Jr. He posts 3 wins earlier this season. Gibbs has been very competitive. They're probably the closest team to Hendrick Motorsports this season. But Martin Truex Jr., is very similar to Christopher Bell in the sense that some weeks he is a top competitor, and other weeks he hasn't been the, even top 10. I think Truex, the first round really suits his tracks, Richmond and Darlington especially. Round of 12, I think he will probably make it through 1 point. He'll probably perform well at Vegas. He'll probably perform well at the Roval. Talladega, we'll see. Round of 8, we head to Kansas, which he was pretty fast there earlier this year. Texas, which, Truex isn't really the best at Texas, I'm not going to lie. And Martinsville, which, he won. He's been very fast. But I just truly don't think, with how competitive this season's been, Truex is going to make it to the championship 4. Now, final driver. I really think that it could toss up between Ryan Blaney and William Byron. So first off, I'm going to put Hamlin, Kyle Busch, and Larson in my championship 4. Then we'll explain the champion in a minute. Round of 8, I've looked through the stats, and I might be a little biased with the way the results have gone so far. But I do think William Byron is going to get eliminated in the round of 8. And Ryan Blaney is going to the championship 4. Let me explain. Ryan, Blaney, both are going to make it to the round of 8. Blaney and Byron. There's no doubt about it. I think both are very good this season. Both are very consistent. I look at the tracks that we're going to in the round of 8. Kansas. Byron is pretty fast there, but I wouldn't consider, he was pretty fast in the spring, but I wouldn't consider Byron to be up there to contend. As for Blaney is pretty fast there. I look back to I think it was the 2020 spring race. Blaney was up there. I think earlier this year he was up there. I don't recall. However, I mainly look to the other 2 tracks. Texas, right? Byron doesn't really stand out to me. Blaney, he is pretty fast at Texas. I'm not going to lie. I think Blaney, with this repave, Ryan Blaney is one of the fastest cars there. 2020 spring. What other races? I look to, there's another one I had thought of. Kind of early, and even early in his career too, 2017 fall race. Ryan Blaney, in my opinion, is one of the best cars on the Texas repave track. And Martinsville, Ryan Blaney led over 100 laps earlier in the spring. One of the fastest cars. I truly believe he was the fastest car earlier in the spring race. William Byron, I don't really consider him to be, the top car at Martinsville. And while Byron has consistency, I think we have to go with Blaney making the championship 4. Now, as for my other championship 4 picks, I think they're obvious. Larson, Hamlin. I'm not even going to explain them. They're both going to be consistent, I think. They both should be able to make their way in. Kyle Busch, my opinion, best Jdr driver, or second best Jdr driver. Him and Ben Bayshore, really big improvement from last season. They're consistent. They're constantly in the top 5. They're constantly competing for wins. I think they're a sleeper for the championship. Who my championship is going to be? I think I'm going to get hate on this one. And I'm probably going to be wrong. But Denny Hamlin. We go to Phoenix. I look at these drivers. Ryan Blaney, one of the fastest at Phoenix. But when it comes to crunch time, I don't think Blaney is going to do it. I think he's going to run well. I think he's going to be a contender. I think he's going to be top 5. Championship, no. Kyle Busch, same thing. Fast, probably up there in the top 5, top 10. not going to win. Kyle Larson was not the fastest car at Phoenix earlier this year. Previous races, he's top 5. That's what we saw earlier this year. But when you look at Denny Hamlin at Phoenix, 2019 fall winner, constantly top 5, similar to Blaney. I think that Hamlin is, I look at Hamlin, last year he was, he had a ill-handling car, you could tell, but he was still top 5. I think Hamlin is going to be able to outdo Larson. I know Larson and Hendrick have been very fast this season, but I think Hamlin and the experience, I truly believe this is the year Hamlin's going to do it. Will he win a single race? I have had a feeling that Hamlin might pull a Kenseth in 2003 and win one race, whether that be the championship race or another race. I also believe that Hamlin could go winless and win this championship. But I do think Hamlin is going to be your NASCAR Cup Series champion. This is what I think. Your opinion's probably going to be different than mine. Post in the comments below what you think. If you're watching at this point of the video, it's either because you are a devoted fan of this channel or you skipped around to the end. Whatever, you watched the video. Remember, this is my opinion, so don't go bashing my opinion in the comments. But that's going to do it for this video. Remember, you can use code Soren72 to get free shipping on all orders, $20 or more when you order from Circle B Diecast. That's code Soren72. Also follow me on Twitter if you want, @ReviewSoren. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and goodbye.